Before we dive into this video, I want to provide a quick disclosure. HexGaming sent me this early preview of the Phantom controller at no cost in exchange for my review. They did not pay me or ask me to say anything specific. This review is completely unfiltered, though I do have some bias due to the positive experience that I have working with them as a YouTube reviewer. With that said, they're seeing this video for the first time right alongside you. First, I want to tell you about what this controller offers. The Phantom controller by HexGaming is designed for exceptional performance, offering a high degree of adaptability and customization. This controller allows users to adjust everything from the thumbsticks and the back buttons to the trigger style, making it versatile enough to meet the demands of virtually any gamer out there in any type of game as well. HexGaming is launching this innovative product on Kickstarter, inviting backers to support the creation of the controller. The Phantom features 4 remappable rear buttons, allowing gamers to keep their thumbs on the sticks, because I find myself customizing my controller for FPS type games, and I understand that a lot of people that watch my controller reviews may not have that same type of play style and want to do some sort of casual RPG type of gaming or racing gaming. The Phantom really meets those needs of everybody that is watching this video. These smoothly integrated buttons provide ergonomic comfort and tactile use, delivering a premium control experience. This flexibility enables players to optimize their control schemes for different genres. Switching between games is made easy with the Phantom's 6 customizable profiles. Gamers can quickly switch between different button mappings on the fly. It takes a little bit of time setting it up, but as soon as you have all 6 of those profiles assigned and they're color coded, for instance, you can set one profile for racing games, another for shooters, and yet another for the walk around, the role-playing games, all types of things. I mean, this thing really meets those needs, ensuring that you always have the perfect setup at your fingertips without the hassle of reconfiguring your controller each time. With the Phantom, you can customize the thumbsticks to fit your gameplay style, boosting your aim, movement, and overall control. Usually this is an additional cost from other controller manufacturers of custom DualSense controllers, but on the Phantom it comes standard. You can effortlessly change these out on the left and right thumbstick and get any kind of texture that you want. I would really like to see them offer different types as well, but this is a really great start with the Phantom. This allows you to shape your gaming experience however you want. I mean, this controller has literally been the most adaptable to multiple different types of gaming. Let's get into the unboxing experience of this, because I believe this is going to be the retail packaging of the Phantom when it becomes available after it moves out of the Kickstarter phase. Right on the front of the box, you can see customize your victory. On the rear of the packaging, you can see there's some regulatory information as well as an introductory paragraph for HexGaming. So that's enough of that. Let's get into this. It is wrapped in the shrink wrap, so to help me along with that, we'll get that knife out, get into this thing. Before we get any further into this, this was included. It's a Hex guide. It includes their warranty information. You get a limited six-month warranty period for purchasing their stuff. There's also a guide on how to navigate and utilize the Phantom. All right, so this is the box that the Hex Phantom comes in. I'm going to remove the actual controller. It is held in place really nicely and packaged just as equally as nice in this nice sealed plastic bag that's held in place. I'm gonna move this off to the side momentarily and get into the actual contents of the box. First thing you'll notice in the packaging is this 8-in-1 joystick case that is really cleverly designed. There's a multitude of joysticks that are included in this little nice embossed case here. I'll move this off to the side as well. Let's see if there's anything in the bottom of this box. It looks like HexGaming is including these little rubber rings that will protect your joystick. The next thing you'll notice is a quick start guide that I recommend you read through, because it has a ton of information on how to customize and map your rear buttons, as well as change the active triggers on this, because you can go to a clicky trigger setup or have the adaptive functionality of the DualSense controller. You can see all that here. On the back of this quick start guide, there's how to change the thumbsticks, which is pretty self-explanatory, the trigger mechanism as well, like I was just talking about, and then the joystick adjustments for the modules, because you can actually combat stick drift with this controller, and that's a nice little feature. The tool to make those adjustments is included in the case with the thumbsticks. as well. So I would highly recommend that you take a close look at the quick start guide, because this will give you all the information of all the things that the HexGaming Phantom DualSense controller or custom DualSense controller offers. Okay, so now looking closer at the HexGaming Phantom in hand, it feels absolutely phenomenal. I've seen some early previews of this controller online. I wasn't really impressed with the build quality, but I think HexGaming has kind of solved that. They've always been a really great manufacturer of custom DualSense controllers, and I wouldn't think twice about purchasing this thing. I think this gray color looks really, really nice, especially the face of it. Thumbsticks feel really responsive, just initial impressions. Buttons feel responsive as well. I will say that these are membrane face buttons. They are not separate, as you can see on the D-pad. So there's a membrane behind that. These are not digital click buttons on the face buttons on the HexGaming Phantom, nor the share and options button. The touchpad here feels nice as well. I like the little switch in design there, that the power on button is the HexGaming logo. And again, the thumbsticks feel really nice. Okay, so flipping it around towards the bottom, this seems like it's a OEM design here. So I'm gonna bring this in because it has these touch points here that allow you to charge it using the actual licensed PlayStation charger. It fits and it works. Fits there perfectly on the front. I'm holding it in place here, but it is actually making contact with those, no problem, and it will charge using this charger if you have it. Let's talk about stick drift and how HexGaming is tackling this common issue of stick drift with the calibration tool that is included with the HexGaming Phantom. This tool allows gamers to manually recalibrate their thumbsticks and offset them at any time, and it's a really unique type of approach to combating the issue of stick drift, because it's not a matter of if, it's kind of when, especially if you play a lot, when you will experience stick drift. One thing I will say that is that HexGaming did announce a different tier of the Phantom while I was making this video, that now the Phantom will include Hall effect sticks, so that will also combat stick drift, but I do not have that in this video. Having this feature enabled on the controller ensures that your controller will always stay in its most accurate and calibrated condition, and puts the adjustment features in the hands of the user and the customer of this controller. The tool that's included in the thumbstick case is made to open this, and I'll show you the access panel here. You just put this underneath, flip it up, you get access to this neat little feature set that allows you to make adjustments to the sticks as if you have drifting issues. There's a free site out there that you can plug the DualSense controller into. I think this is a really nice inclusion to combat that stick drift issues if you experience them, because you can make hardware adjustments to things that you are experiencing on your controller over time if that happens. Every thumbstick out there, even the Hall effect ones, are susceptible to stick drift issues. This one allows you to make those hardware adjustments to the controller to combat those, and I think that's a really nice upsell to a custom DualSense controller. All right, so it's initially registered as a DualSense wireless controller. So I'm going to turn these slowly. Actually, I'm going to turn on the test circularity. I'm going to turn this slowly. See the average error in this thing. It looks like it's about 15.3%, and do the same with the right or the left thumbstick. There's a about 17% error rate on that. So the right thumbstick feels a little bit more tight and responsive there. You can see how it zeroes out perfectly each time. So right now, no adjustments need to be made on the actual hardware here, but I am going to do that for demonstration purposes here, because I can do it live.
No, we'll do it live!
And showcase. Let's clear out that. Let's twist this one. So twisting that one just a little bit dropped it all the way down, so I can go back and bring it towards the center perfectly. And it's really easily adjusted. I was a little bit concerned initially with this because there's no real mechanical way to make the adjustments. You're just utilizing the tool that's provided to you in this. But in that case, that one made that adjustment really nicely. as well as zeroing this out perfectly from that little bit of turning. I'm gonna bring in my oldest HexGaming controller, the Ultimate. Plug this thing in, get it registered. It's looking like it's zeroed out just perfectly because I mean HexGaming makes some really nice controllers. Let's see if the rival's experiencing any issues with that. Plugging this in, getting it registered. Actually, let me do the test circularity on the rival. The rival has some really tight, nice thumbsticks. As you can see, it's about 6% error rate there, and about 7 on the left stick. So these are really, really nice thumbsticks. That speaks volumes in the quality that HexGaming makes, because this Rival Pro I've had for more than a year. I play a lot on it. Let me do the same with the Ultimate because I didn't do the test circularity. I want to just be fair with all of them. So doing this one has about a 7 or 8% error rate. So again, their thumbsticks here are really, really nice on these. So just for, again, to check one more time, just so I'm making sure that I'm not fluking the test rate here. Yeah, the error rate's around 13%, 14, anywhere between 15 and 16% on the right thumbstick, and it's more on the left thumbstick. I don't know why that is, but it is what it is, and that's the video that I am producing for you here in kind of taking a quick look at the HexGaming Phantom. Now moving on to the adjustable trigger pulls that the Phantom offers. This flexibility to switch between adaptive and digital triggers, it takes gaming to a new level. Like now you no longer have to choose if you want clickable triggers or adaptable triggers that maybe you want to hop into Astro or something like that and experience the gaming connection that the DualSense offers its users. Now you can tweak the trigger pull to suit different types of games. You can toggle between adaptive triggers or for the full haptic feedback experience and the detailed control in adventure games, or you can click over to the digital triggers for a rapid 1.5 millimeter pull in FPS games. And the clickable adjustment here is really, really noticeable. You can hear the clicking switch that's going on in there. So when you have it to the clicky, you can hear it. And then when you switch over to the adaptive, you get a full pull. And it's tight, it's not loose, it's not dangling around in there. It feels good. And when I played Astro, I mean, it's just like the OEM controller experience. Right now they're set in the digital click. So this works great for those FPS gamers out there. But if you are a race car driving type of guy or gal out there that want to use this controller to take advantage of the famous adaptive trigger controls on the DualSense controller, that allows that as well. So you just flip these over to get the digital and flip them over towards the center of the controller and get the adaptive trigger. I really like this implementation of having both of those capabilities at your fingertips. And this adaptability allows you to enjoy the best of both worlds. Really, it really does. Whether you need a nuanced control of adaptive triggers or quick response of the digital triggers, it is in this controller. This is essentially an OEM DualSense controller that they customized around it. It's one of my favorites. I've been playing for like 2 weeks now on this thing, and I can't put it down. It's that good. And this is just like a prototype from my understanding, because they're putting this into mass production with the Kickstarter campaign that they're running right now. This is essentially a DualSense controller that gives you a bunch of professional level or professional grade customization features that put you into a different tier of gaming. And you can be a casual gamer or a competitive gamer, and this thing really offers a lot to both of those individuals. Going towards the back, you can see that there are 4 buttons for this controller, and they're all clicky in nature. And there is the profile button is there as well. This controller has 6 different profiles. I don't know of any other controller that offers that. The Scuff offers 3 different profiles, but that being said, the HexGaming Phantom has 6 different profiles that you can customize these buttons to any button on the controller, up to and including the thumb buttons as well. So you can make 6 different profiles for 6 different games if your heart desires. I'm gonna bring in the HexGaming Rival Pro and the Ultimate to do a little bit of comparisons. So that being said, let's start off first by comparing the weight of these 3 controllers. All right, so the first one I'm gonna weigh is the Ultimate, 10.5 ounces. And moving on to the Rival Pro, 10.5 ounces. And I would assume that the HexGaming Phantom weighs more because it has all that extra hardware built in, but we'll see about that. 10.4 ounces, so 0.1 ounces lighter. That's extremely impressive considering how much more, or how many more features there are built into this controller than these 2 controllers combined. All right, so my next non-scientific test that I try to include in my controller reviews or initial impressions is I bring in this professional digital trigger gauge to kind of give an objective number to how much pull it takes for the thumbsticks to actually actuate. So that being said, let's get this turned on and then we'll pull on this thing to see what kind of, so it's a 2 ounce pull on the right thumbstick, clear it out, and it's a 2 ounce pull on the left thumbstick. That's really nice considering a lot of controllers out there they vary a little bit in the tension on the thumbsticks. Let's pull in the HexGaming Ultimate. We'll clear this out just to give a comparison. 1.8 ounces. So this one does feel lighter. I can tell, but that's how much lighter it is. And then moving on to the left thumbstick, 2 ounces. And there's a prime example of what I'm talking about of the variation in thumb modules. You now knowing that the 2 numbers are different on these thumb modules for the HexGaming Ultimate, you can feel it. I can feel the difference between those. And then moving on to the Rival Pro. So we'll zero this thing out and do a test on that. 1.9 ounces on the right thumbstick and 1.9 ounces on the left thumbstick. So this one has a little bit higher quality thumbsticks and they both match up really nicely. And you can feel that they feel the same. On this one, they feel different, like I was saying. You can feel the difference. And with this one, these feel a little bit heavier as they have a little bit more tension built into them. I personally like having a little bit heavier thumbstick tension. I will say that it doesn't feel like there's more to actuate the L3 and R3 button presses. Because when you up the tension in these, they also increase the tension for actuating them, so it makes your thumbs tired if you have higher tension thumbsticks. In this case, that doesn't seem like it's going to take effect. It just has a nice little, very equal play in the thumbsticks. So where do you get this thing? Well, it's currently on Kickstarter and their Hex is providing backing options to get this controller in your hand. There's a bunch of different colors, but it's not fully customizable. I'm not necessarily like super happy with the touchpad design here. I wish it was just straight gray, because imagine this thing being like full frontal gray and then the back, and you got the buttons there, and it would have a nice contrasty type of vibe. But I mean, this is a pre-built, pre-production model that they're pushing out to content creators, because I know there's a couple of folks out there that have this as well. With all that being said, I need to offer a Kickstarter backing warning. Backing a project on Kickstarter can be an exciting opportunity to support innovative ideas and bring new products to market. However, it is important to understand that there are inherent risks involved when you're dealing with Kickstarter. HexGaming has been doing custom controllers for quite some time, so I don't doubt that they'll bring the Phantom to market, and I don't doubt that the Kickstarter backers will get their actual backing. HexGaming is essentially the pieced together portion of Extreme Rate, because Extreme Rate's been around for a long time, where you can purchase pieces to customize your current OEM controllers on Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation. So they've been around for a long time. And HexGaming kind of puts those pieces into play and builds these controllers for you, so it kind of makes more of a simpler way for those of you that are not necessarily that handy or that mechanical. Another thing to note with Kickstarter, that delays are very common. Even the most well-planned projects from established companies can encounter delays. Development and production and shipping timelines may be longer than initially anticipated. That's just something you're just going to have to account for. They may say that something's coming at this time, but something happened in the pre-production or production process of the Phantom that may delay that. So just know that that exists. Also, if you did back something and you want a refund, Kickstarter is not a store and backers are not purchasing items. Refund policies are at the discretion of the project creator, and Kickstarter itself does not offer the refunds for your backed projects. So just know that. There's also product changes. The final product may differ from what you see in this video, the initial concept, essentially. Because I've seen some early videos of the Phantom that are very different from this Phantom that I have. And the Phantom that you get from your backed project may be a little different from this video. Just know that they make changes to facilitate either better, more equipped, better design, better things. Like I was saying with the Hall effect, those are now something that I didn't have or I don't have in this controller. Project creators on Kickstarter may need to make adjustments to the design, materials, or the features during the development process, and it's just, that happens. It happens all the time on Kickstarter. There is a risk of project failure. Despite the best intentions, some projects may not reach completion. This could be due to financial difficulties, technical changes, or other unforeseen issues that project creators have on Kickstarter. This happens all the time. So I'm not trying to scare you away from backing the Phantom. I just want to be fully transparent that this thing is on Kickstarter at the time that I made this video. On to my conclusion, the HexGaming Phantom controller stands out with extensive customization options, a really ergonomic feel and design, and a broad compatibility with multiple different platforms. Whether you're a competitive gamer or a casual player, the Phantom promises and delivers a versatile and premium gaming experience. Support the Phantom on Kickstarter to help bring this adaptive and innovative controller to fruition. If you want to save some money, get on Kickstarter and back the project. If you're interested in pricing and availability, it'll be linked in the description through their Kickstarter program. And after it launches, and if you're watching this video after the Kickstarter campaign is been out and they're allowing this to be purchased directly from their website, I'll have that link down there as well. Full disclosure, HexGaming sent the Phantom, this early Phantom preview out to me for testing and review. Without them, this video would not have been possible, and I appreciate working with them because they're just fun to work with. I love the HexGaming folks. There is that bias here, so I'm not trying to hide it. I love working with them. I find it hard to find things that are wrong with their controller, so that's just the reality of it. Well, that about does it for me in this one. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you know what to do. Thank you for taking the time to watch. I'm Tomas, and I'll catch you in the next one.